and welcome back to another session of Your Time with DocSquared. And if you are watching for the very first time, I just need to know DocSquared because we both have PhDs, and that's the only reason why. Now I'm going to continue. So if you have not watched our previous session on values and how you can actually determine your values and the values that you live by, what I'm going to suggest is quickly go and watch that. It's only 7 minutes, so it's 7 minutes of your time. But now in this session, Doc Ant is going to share with us the practical application behind why you should spend time trying to find out what your top 5 core values that you live by. So, Doc Ant, share with us, why is it that important for us to actually spend that time and work out what our core values are?
Well, the main reason is if you have a total grasp on what your values are, having done your homework of Googling, making sure you've got the right value, and you say, in essence, this is what I'm not prepared to negotiate. It will actually set you up on a platform in terms of what you will stand for and make you stand for. Like, my first value is injustice. I can tell you, unashamedly, if I see injustice, everything in me just riles up and I want to do something about it. Here is the unfortunate sad part. You can't always do something about it, but it will drive your behavior, because if your values are in place, it actually plays a role of how your behavior comes to play.
Talking of behavior, now I know one of your core, now we know our 5 core values, so we know what they are and we've shared them with each other so that we know that we don't irritate each other in that area. But while we were learning this, one of my core values is loyalty, and one of Anthony's core values is, in actual fact, integrity.
Correct.
Now, integrity and loyalty could be misunderstood and maybe categorized in the same category, but we had some friends that actually did an injustice to us.
Well, put it this way. They take a dagger, stab you in the heart, and they twist it. That's what we're talking about.
A very big injustice. So what actually happened, and how did we discover that the integrity and the loyalty actually had very strong different meanings?
For the mere fact that I wanted to reconcile with them, because that's just my belief system, is like, sort things out. You know, we're human, we make mistakes, let's move on. And you went, no ways. I don't even want to drink tea with them. I could not believe it. In fact, I at first judged you thinking you were a bit harsh, because my integrity says that the relationship was more important than the mishap. But your value of loyalty kicked in and said, they were disloyal to you, my husband, and the answer is no.
No, absolutely not. Because they were so disloyal in what they did that there was no way. Forgiveness was on the table. Forgave them, all the rest of it, but
Forget was not on the table.
Forget was not on the table.
Okay.
So that's important to realize how a value can actually really work.
But it was so important because that was for me to understand, because, as I said, at first there was a bit of judgment against you in terms of not wanting to reconcile. And when I realized that it actually overrode your value of loyalty, I had to have empathy in terms of, it's your non-negotiable.
It's my non-negotiable.
Your non-negotiable was, if you're disloyal to me, I don't want to actually negotiate with you. And here's the part of the practicality. You need to accept your partner's values for what is for them, not for you. Unfortunately, we make the mistake. I mean, the biggest sin of mankind is what creeps in is self-centeredness.
Yeah.
You know, in the beginning, in our relationship, I put you first, you put me first. And what happens after time? Well, I start putting myself first and you put yourself first, and therefore it's me against you. And that self-centeredness causes problems. So let's fix that. Ask what's important to your partner and ask your partner what their values are. One of the biggest mistakes is that you want to try and tell them what you think it should be.
Exactly.
It doesn't work
that way at all.
Yeah.
And let's say, for example, I've come up with my values that I think resonate with me, and I find that along the line that there's some, suddenly there's no, maybe that one is, can I change that?
Absolutely. Be encouraged that it is all about practice, application and learning. Application and learning all the time. You'll very soon find out which ones are non-negotiable. Yes. And yes, over a period of time, I can tell you that I've taken away a value and I've put it in, like for instance, I thought in the beginning that family was a value for me, until somebody said to me, okay, do you speak to your parents once a week? Do you phone them? And I went, no, I'm busy. Do you speak to your siblings, your brothers and sisters? And I go, no, I speak to them when I see them. I said, well, then family is not a value. Family is a desire.
Yes.
And that's why I just want to revisit that. If it's a desire, it 10 to 1 is not a value. A value says, I will stand up for this because it's important to me. And I had to take away the value of family because that was my desire of families getting along well. And I had to replace that with what became my fifth value at that stage, which was significance. Now, significance sounded like it's all about me. No. It's significance in others.
And just going back to family, so just because you change the value, it doesn't mean that family is still not important to you. It's just that what would you fight for? I mean, you will fight for your family, but on a daily basis, you're not making those phone calls every single day, that kind of thing. You know, it's important to realize that.
Now, let's put it in context. The person who's got the value of family would certainly be speaking to their parents and their siblings on a daily basis in terms of, how are you? What need do you have? How can I help you? How can I serve you? And you'll find the camera moves from you to them because family is the value. But for me, it was a desire. So for me to get along okay and not have conflict was fine because the desire was to advance in terms of family relationships. But the practicality, this is what the understanding today is about. Test it. Try it over and over. And if it doesn't resonate, be free to change it.
And quickly, just quickly go back to significance. Because I interrupted you there. When you said significance, you said it wasn't about self-significant. It was getting the better out of someone else because that was a help to make them significant.
Quite correct.
Okay.
I went to what does significance mean? And I realized that significance has to do limelight. And I thought, but I don't want to be in the limelight. And I realized, no, you're misunderstanding it. The application of significance as a value was me helping others that they would shine in the limelight, that they would come to their full potential. And that's where I went on the journey of helping people and equipping them as a coach to go to the next level.
Awesome. So guys, it's very important before you choose a value, and we can go on forever and ever on values, please find out the root and the meaning. Go to the dictionary and find out the true meaning of that value. Thank you.